Plaintiff Asia Harris says she and the defendant have known each other since they were young, and the two of them decided to get an apartment together. Asia claims everything was fine until their house was robbed, and the defendant falsely accused Asia of stealing her TV. Asia's suing for unpaid rent and a security deposit. Defendant Brittany Lyle says when she and Asia decided to move in together, Asia's family warned her against it because of her attitude problem. But they moved in together regardless. Brittany does believe Asia stole her television because there was no forced entry, so she's countersuing for the stolen property.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Prove your case.
Okay, the defendant and I have grown up together. We've known each other. She's my half-brother's half-sister. In the summer of 2009, we decided that we wanted to move out and get an apartment together. On August 1st, we moved into we signed papers to enter into a lease agreement, a one-year lease agreement. Before we signed the papers, the defendant came to me and talked to me about she didn't have $180 for the deposit. I then told her that I would lend it to her and that she had to pay me back, which was fine. She said that she would pay me back. Things were fine up until she came to me and talked to me about her boyfriend moving in, which I said I didn't think that
when
it
did
was.
She come to you and talk to you about that?
A few days after we moved into the apartment. I then told her that it was.
After you signed the lease?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I then told her that I didn't think it was a great idea that her boyfriend moved in. She said, okay, well, I'll have him leave. He did not leave.
He was already moved in.
Your Honor, that is not true.
Or staying over regularly?
Yeah, he was staying over regularly. I told her that I didn't think it was a great idea. Right. A few days after that, she came back to me and she told me, well, he's going to help out, yada, yada, yada. I still wasn't comfortable with it. Things were fine from there up until she accused me of stealing her TV.
When was that?
This was, I want to say, a week after someone broke into our apartment.
When was that? Let me hear from her while you get your dates together. Give me some background.
The moving part wasn't true. We talked about it before we decided to move in. And the apartment got broken into on September.
What about the deposit? Let's start
The deposit, yeah, that is true too. I did tell her I was going to owe her back when I got my refund check from college.
What about trying to have your boyfriend move in?
She already knew about that. The family and everything already knew about that.
Okay, so he did move in?
Yeah, he did move in, and it was okay with her at first.
How long did he live there?
He lived there since, well, he moved in the first when we moved in until October 1st when I moved.
How many months is that?
That's 2.
Okay, what was he to contribute?
He helped me with the rent and food costs.
Help you? Shouldn't it have been split among 3 people?
Yes, it was.
Okay, you said he helped you. That's all I just want to make sure.
He helped all of us with, you know, the rent and then the food.
All right. What else you want me to know?
Okay, well, we moved in. The family did say that it wasn't a good idea to move in with her because of her attitude problem, and she was very unresponsible.
Did it anyway. But
anyway, I thought, okay, this is my sister. We can move in. The attitude thing, that could be, you know, that could be scratched out, whatever. We gonna get along. This is my sister. Then I get a call September 11th that my TV will.
Did she ever tell you it wasn't a good idea to move your boyfriend in?
She did not say that, Your Honor. I have no idea.
She never had a problem with it?
No, she didn't. It was cool. We were in the car talking that day, and it was cool. I told her about it.
All right.
For the break-in part, I do have a...
She hasn't gotten to that yet. Go ahead, ma'am. You're suing her for rent and security deposit. So far, she agrees that she owes for the security deposit. How does she owe for rent?
That's correct. She moved out, Brittany Lyle, she moved out on October 1st. And I called her on October 1st and I said, okay, but your name is still on the lease. That still doesn't mean that you don't have to pay rent. She got some of her things on October 1st and she moved out, leaving me to pay all of the bills.
And how much was her rent per month, her share?
$270.
All right. And when did the lease expire?
The lease expires on August 1st.
All right. And that's why you're suing her for over $3,000. You're including the entire remaining balance of the lease?
Yes.
Did you try and get a roommate?
No, I did not try to get a roommate.
Why?
Because I feel like, you know, we've only been living there for 3 months. If you wanted to move out and live with your boyfriend, which I think that's what she wants to do anyway, then you should have told me that from the get-go because I could have stayed at home with my mom.
Okay. Did you remain there?
Yes, I'm still there currently, and my mother is helping me.
Okay, you should have gotten a roommate. In fact, the law requires you to mitigate your damages, reduce the possibility that you might be damaged financially, and sue someone by trying to find a roommate. Ma'am, what do you want to say about failing to pay the rent?
The reason why I moved out was because of the September call that our apartment got broken into. She called me and said, Brittany, our apartment got broken into, we got robbed. I said, oh, okay, I was with a friend. We were out to dinner, so I'm like, okay, well, let me hurry up and rush there because, I'm thinking it's gonna be damaged, everything's stolen. Only thing was stolen was my TV. I had a lot of electronics. My laptop was on the table. I had phones, we had
Only
Xbox.
thing stolen was the television.
Was the TV.
Okay, now what?
And I didn't think she did it because, okay, it is a place, somebody gonna break in, whatever. But then I get a phone call a week later, which I do have witnesses that witnessed to the phone call that she took it, explain what my TV looked like, explain what the car she put it in, which is a Grand Prix black, which her mama does have. So then that's when I thought, okay, maybe she did do it. I wouldn't think anything of it because she's my sister.
That's when you reported it to the police, I'm
yes,
sure.
I did.
Because you had a witness.
Yes.
And I'm sure the police interviewed the eyewitness.
The witness.
Report? Let me see the report.
The report is right here. Okay, let me get it together for you. Here you go, sir.
They told the police, I saw her, and they described
it was a
the car.
call. It was a guy that called, and I didn't get the name because I overreact. And the mom did talk to the guy. No,
Just
he
some
knows her, but he
stranger
doesn't know
out
me.
of the blue called you and said, hey, your roommate really took it. I saw her, and this is the type of car she had.
No, the call didn't go like that.
Well,
He was
tell me how it
trying to
went.
get with Asia. He saw.
I'm sorry?
He was trying to, I guess, get her number or whatever. He saw
How
her
do you
take
know
my
that?
TV. This is what he told me.
Okay, he said, I
called
saw her where?
From the phone call, I answered the phone, and he asked for Asia. And I said, well, may I ask who's speaking to? And he said, well, she doesn't know my name, whatever. I met her the other day, and I saw her taking your TV out of the apartment. And I said, a TV? I'm thinking like, okay, what kind of TV
Man,
is
this is
it?
the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. So you say that to say what?
That's why I moved out. I would have had the rent. I would have still been living there. We would have still been cool if my TV wouldn't have came up missing.
All right, good enough. Your counterclaim, $1,069, is because of a stolen TV that you believe she stole because some mystery caller called you and said, hey, I like your friend, but let me tell you, I saw her coming out the house with the television. That's what I do when I like a woman. I call and say that I saw him stealing because I think she'll go out on a date with me. If I tell you I saw her stealing your television, good enough. Tell me more about the stolen television.
Okay, well, I can state that it wasn't a forced entry. So I don't understand how my TV just come up missing.
Okay.
I didn't take it. I'm still paying on the TV as we speak. I have a receipt from when the last time I paid and how much I owe.
And you had your boyfriend living there with you how long?
Since August 1st.
All right. Did he have a key?
Yes, he did, sir.
All right. Thank you. You all weren't living alone. It didn't have to be her. You got my point? You're speculating.
But he
Speculation
was off to
is
school.
not. Pardon me?
He left for school.
All right, but he could still had a key. Could have gave him to a buddy. A lot of things could have had. Someone else had a key, ma'am. Therefore, someone else could have done it. You can't conclude that she did it. Your witness wants to speak. Come on up. State your name.
My name is Paul Johnson.
What do you want me to know?
I was there when she received the call, and she had put him on speakerphone, and then when she had overreacted, she had threw the phone down. I had picked it up and told him to hold on. And her mom was in the other room, Asia's mom. And Asia's mom even talked to the guy, and he was sticking to his story. And he was like, I'm just trying to see what up. That's all he was saying.
See what up? I don't understand what you're saying.
He was like, I'm just trying to see what was up. Like, he was trying to holler at her. He was just calling her to try and see what was up.
So what did that have to do with a stolen television? I'm calling to see what's up. I'm calling to see how I can get with her. But let me tell you about the TV. That's your story too? Gotcha. And you say mama witnessed that? Come on up. State your name. If you're the mother, you look more like her sister.
I'm her mother. My name is Krista Harris.
What do you want to tell me? You witnessed this call?
Yes, I did.
The mystery caller said,
yes,
I like your daughter, but I saw her stealing the TV.
He didn't say any of that to me. They let me know that there was a guy on the phone that was claiming that he helped put this TV that got stolen, that he helped my daughter put it in my vehicle, which we're talking about a 47-inch TV that he claims that he saw her struggling with, which she couldn't have got it. She couldn't have carried that on her own.
All right. Old-fashioned setup.
Yes.
You say that the guy called and he said, I'm a stranger. I just happen to want to call.
Exactly.
All
And then
right.
I told
I'm a stranger who happens to be her friend. All right. That's game y'all ran on this woman or was trying to run on this woman.
Yes, it
Somebody
is.
call you out the blue, and then you want to prove it by putting the mama on the phone. Here, tell her mama. That way.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes, it is.
I helped move the television, and that's how I know she stole it. Good enough. Ma'am, you had an obligation to get a new roommate within a reasonable amount of time, and courts usually interpret that as approximately 3 months. So that would be $270 times 3 months.
$810.
Plus $180 in deposit.
$990.
$990 is your judgment, ma'am, and your claim is dismissed. Under no circumstances do I believe that story you all have come up with and tried to run the game on them. I've been there and done that in terms of any game you might want to run, and that was straight up game, but the weakest game you can come up with. Have a good day.
I still feel like we could still be sisters or call each other sisters. Business is business.
I
love you.
I love you, and I'm sorry this happened. This is a childish situation, and you're gonna always be my sister. So sorry.
I love you too.